Ghost, hey everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a story you'll never forget. A real, chilling story about a man, a forgotten road, and something that should not exist. Well, let's begin. Ghost, hey everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a story you'll never forget. A real, chilling story about a man, a forgotten road, and something that should not exist. Well, let's begin. It was late autumn, the kind of season where the days fade into night too quickly. James had been working late, and by the time he left the office, the streets were already swallowed in darkness. His usual road home was blocked. A sign read detour in faded yellow letters, pointing him toward a route he had never taken before. The further he drove, the quieter it became. Streetlights grew sparse until there were none at all. The houses here stood close together, their windows shut tight, their curtains drawn. No glow of televisions, no shadows moving behind the glass. The world felt empty. James gripped the steering wheel tighter. The narrow road twisted sharply, pulling him deeper into the unfamiliar neighborhood. That's when he saw it. A house on the corner, unlike the others. Its paint was peeling, the roof sagged, and yet a single light flickered inside. Something about it caught his attention. Maybe it was curiosity, maybe something stranger. Before he could talk himself out of it, he slowed down and pulled over. The front gate hung open, its hinges rusted and screaming when pushed. The yard was overgrown with weeds and dead leaves, but what unsettled him most was the door. It was already ajar, swaying slightly, though the night air was still. "Hello?" James called, his voice thin in the silence. No answer. He stepped inside. The air was cold and damp. The smell of rock clung to the walls, mixed with a faint metallic scent. Shards of broken glass crunched under his shoes. Somewhere deep in the house, a floorboard groaned. He moved slowly, each step echoing too loudly. The hallway was lined with old, faded photographs, but every face in them had been scratched out. In some, the scratches had torn the paper completely. James's heart began to race. He was about to turn back when he heard it, a whisper. It was faint at first, so soft he thought he imagined it. But then it came again, clearer this time. It said his name. He froze. How? The thought barely formed before the whisper came again. Closer now, like someone standing just a few feet away. It was coming from upstairs. The staircase groaned under his weight. At the top, the hallway stretched into darkness. The doors along it all shut except one at the very end. Light flickered from inside, a pale, cold light that reminded him of moonlight on snow. He reached the door. It stood open just enough for him to see a chair in the middle of the room, facing the wall. The walls were bare, except for one, where something had been scrawled in large, uneven letters. "You shouldn't be here." The chair creaked. Slowly it began to turn. There was no one sitting in it. James's breath caught in his throat. The whisper came again, but this time it was directly behind him. He spun around, and there it was. A tall, thin figure stood in the hallway. Its face was completely smooth, like porcelain with no eyes, no mouth, no features at all. It tilted its head slightly, like it was studying him. In its hand, a long, jagged piece of glass caught the dim light. James ran. He didn't care about the noise, about the shards slicing his shoes. He just ran. Down the stairs, through the hall, out the front door. The cold night air hit him like a wave. He sprinted to his car, yanked the door open, and drove without looking back. But after a few streets, something made him glance in the rear-view mirror. The house was gone. In its place was an empty lot, overgrown with weeds. His hands were shaking so badly, he almost couldn't hold the wheel. He told himself it was stress, exhaustion, but then he heard it from the back seat, a whisper saying his name, Skull, and that is where our story ends. Thank you for listening, but tonight, when you drive home, take the road you know, and whatever you do, don't stop at the house with the light on. Loudspeaker if you enjoyed this story. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the next nightmare.